Now I have two GPX750Rs. I have the original track bike that I had for many, many years of track day service. And I got a second one, I liked it so much. I had several different mufflers for the track bike, several different for the restored street bike. But of all the mufflers I've ever had on, and I had the Norton muffler for many years, it was loud, it was a little bit too obnoxious. And then we had to start riding in the area where I ride now, and I kind of stumbled onto the MUZZY, and the MUZZY has that nice sound that I really appreciate. As you're going through populated areas, it seems relatively quiet, and when you get out in the open or when nobody's in front of you and go through the gears, it sounds great. Now, when I got this MUZZY muffler, of course it was used and it was not in really good shape. It wasn't polished the way I want. So I made a dedicated video of how to get rid of some of the scratches, some of the dents, and how to access that video on the channel. You can see half of it's polished here and half isn't. You go into the playlist feature and just key in for the polishing videos, MUZZY muffler polishing. This was a very good video. It may help you polish some parts on your bike, I don't know. But that's one of the really nice videos that we have done in the past, polishing up the MUZZY muffler. Now, for me, there's always a very hard balance to achieve. I don't want the bike to be like a Tesla where I don't hear it coming or going or it sneaks up on you. I want people to know I'm in the lane right beside them. But when you have some motorcycles, I'm mentioning none in particular, that are obnoxiously loud, you get a headache riding behind them or with them, or you're prone to get tickets or prone to get, who knows, a net thrown over you for whatever reason. But there's a balance to it. And when you can find a muffler that's reasonably good when you're going through town or through a populated area, and then when you get out in the open space in my riding area where you pretty much can do anything you want, it's really nice. And whether you're riding this bike on the track or on the street, the sound of that muffler, and I've had that many, many years, I've listened to it, I never get sick of hearing it. I never get sick of going through the gears. And, of course, I wish I had a quick shifter. Now, I've used this bike for an evil twin. I've swapped carburetors on it. I've swapped various things that made the bike better or worse. I have a very low seat, a normal seat. I have that tail section and a different fairing for the bike, and two sets of wheels, of course. But the biggest change that I enjoyed making was to the muffler. And when I got this and I finally resolved the fact there's no more riding in Harriman Park, we're going to be riding in a populated area, I set the bike up for that, and with the MUZZY muffler most of all. And once I had it the way I liked it, I never looked back. Over the years I've made, and even during the restoration, I made several carbon fiber parts that are unique to this bike. And luckily I have an extra set of body work along with the spare bike. And one thing makes it even more enjoyable, that seat is really, really comfortable. And when you go on a ride 3 hours into it, 4 hours into it, it's just as comfortable as in the beginning. 38,000 miles on this bike. It doesn't burn a drop of oil. It never breaks down. It's been as reliable as a stone over the years. Just a great bike. And I've tried several brands of tires, but I always come back to the Sport Demons. For this particular bike, the Sport Demon Pirellis are fine. And because that MUZZY muffler is a little louder, actually it's a little louder than I'd like, and it gets really loud at full throttle, we get to use that radar detector all the time. Now I like one bike from every 10-year period. This is an 89. And my FZR is a 91, so I really do have an 80s bike and a 90s bike, but they are pretty similar. And all of the back roads up in the riding area here, they're just so little traffic, relatively little law enforcement, and there's always somebody waving to you, as long as you're not doing anything crazy. And let's be realistic, I never do anything crazy, do I? Now this day warmed up more than I expected it to, and I was glad to stop in the shade to shoot some pictures and some video. Just get out of the sun for a little while. And very soon the summer's going to be here, and we'll have our summer riding gear, but not today. And another thing about this bike that I've come to appreciate, the brakes are very good for a bike from this era. They're way above average, in my opinion. And anytime I check the mileage, especially on a long ride when I burn more than one tank of gas, I like to think I'm somewhere between 47 and 45 miles a gallon. It makes for a nice ride. Oh, but do we get our money's worth out of that radar detector? It's hard to imagine how many times that has saved my bacon. And we go through these populated areas to get out to the riding area, and then we have to ride back through them at the end of the ride, and the radar detector is invaluable. And like a lot of bikes in my collection, this bike has stood the test of time. As time has gone by, the styling is timeless. It has never really gone out of style. And when I restored the bike, all of the restoration videos are out on my channel if you dial them up. It was about a 500-hour, one winter restoration, and in my book, worth every minute. And anybody that's ever test ridden this bike or gone for a test ride and we've swapped bikes, they always come back with a big smile on their face. Sometimes on a sweet day like this, I'll just stop and look at some of the beautiful landscaping and flowers along the way. This area of the country at this time of the year, some really nice scenery, and it's a beautiful area to ride the bike. Now it's really funny on a beautiful day like today, I walk around the bike, look it over, and I think back to that winter that this was under restoration. All the work, all the hours, all the cups of coffee out in a freezing cold garage. And on a day like today, you cash in your chips. Just a fabulous day. The weather couldn't have been nicer. Scenery beautiful. And the bike. What could be more fun to ride than a GPX750R? It's a ninja. And it's been several years that I've ridden the bike every year, and it has just been, and I say it over and over again, it has been a fun bike. It's been reliable as a stone. I've never had to do any major repair work on it, even when it was a track bike. It's easy on tires, and the sound of the MUZZY muffler. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.